Well, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with the Pastor. We have finished Mark chapter 3, and we're going into Mark chapter 4 this week. Most of Mark chapter 4 are teachings in Jesus that we call parables. And I thought before we got into looking at parables, we would just talk about parables for a minute. What are parables? Well, they're stories that Jesus used to, I guess the simple definition is that they're earthly stories with a heavenly meaning. But Jesus used stories to teach. He used them a lot. Sometimes today we call them illustrations, but Jesus' stories packed a punch. And I think he probably used stories to keep people's attention. It is amazing what a good story will do to keep people's attention. A lot of pastors today use props. They'll bring a prop up on the stage or something, and people talk about that helps them to understand. It also helps you to remember. I know this past Sunday I used an illustration. We were talking about Jesus said, "I am the bread of life," and we were talking about the bread of life. And one of the points I had is that the world's full of junk food, and it's spiritual junk food. And I just walked around the church Sunday morning and picked up a bunch of junk food, like a donut, candy bars, Dr. Pepper and things, and just showed people the junk food that we had around that physically probably isn't the best for us. But then I talked about it spiritually, that there's a lot of spiritual junk that we have. And, we were talking about preaching in staff meeting, and one of our staff members said, I'll never forget you bringing that junk food to the pulpit, and I'll remember that. Well, that's what Jesus did. He wanted people to remember his teachings, and he realized they would remember a good story. We all remember good stories. And when it has a heavenly meaning, it helps us. Sometimes a good teaching will help us to clarify what is meant by that. I think Tony Evans, we just did his study as a church. I think he's the master of illustrating something that kind of put it all together. I remember the first lesson that he talked about what Jesus did for us by becoming fully man, fully human. And he was able to be an emulsifier. An emulsifier is something that can bring things together. And he used the illustration of mayonnaise, about how it's oil and something else, I'm not even sure, but they don't mix. But when you add eggs in, you can make mayonnaise. And so that was a terrific illustration, and that's what Jesus tries to do. He tries to clarify his teaching. Another thing that the parable does is that allowed Jesus to teach what he wanted to teach, but maybe not have to say it. And it kind of hidden. It was a way for him to hide what he was really saying, with him being the Son of God and different things. Where those who did not know and could not understand, it hid the true meaning from them. But those who understood, they got the meaning. And it was a way for Jesus to teach without that. One of the things when you read a parable, I was taught that really to look for the major emphasis, not to get involved in the details. A lot of times we want to get involved in the details, and that's not how Jesus intended it. He really intended for there to be basically one major truth out of the parable. And if you look for what that is, then you'll be blessed. If you get bogged down by the details of the story, you won't. You won't like it. this one of the parables that comes to mind on that is when Jesus was teaching a parable about how to pray and to pray persistently. He talked about the widow who somebody was treating her unfairly, and she went to the judge to get justice, and the judge didn't care about God, and he didn't care about anybody else. But she kept going to him, kept pestering him until he finally gave her justice. And we've tried to make the unjust judge God, and that's not God. In fact, it's opposite of what the parable was. It basically said, if somebody can go and talk to an unjust judge, what do you think is going to happen if you go to a loving God? So like I say, be careful about the details. Well, this week we're going to look at some parables, and I think they're going to bless your heart. And as you read the parables, just kind of keep some of these things in mind and understand that Jesus was teaching them so that you'd remember. And a good story will help you remember and will help you in your spiritual formation. Well, I hope you have a blessed day, and I'm eager to teach some of the parables to you the following days. Have a great day. Bye now.